Raila. We are praying for Raila Odinga. Go and clean the seat. We are waiting for you. There will be a serious that comeback and welcoming, because there are some suits that we never use in 2022. So those suits, we are going to use them after Saturday. We are going to use those suits. In fact, mine is still intact, the blue one. So we are going to use them. Yeah.
Machiegni e Otitmach TV.
Sani koro dong manandala achiel kata wakwano mana odiochieng' achiel kende to wachope kura ma ji osebedo ka rito mar AUC kata African Union Commission Chair. Maeri e kinde ma seche mwawuoyo ni eri jo Kenya mang'eny oseidho ndege kochomo gwenge ma Addis Ababa ka kuomgi kata kindgi iyangonwa ni jo od bura manyalo romo 100 ni eyo kadhi e gwenge ma Addis Ababa kuroero. Wadwani odiochieng' ma kawuono kik wawuo mang'eny to wane mana ma jopiny wacho kata wawinji ma ground wacho kaluwore gi ombulu madhi timore ngeso e gwenge ma Addis Ababa nieri. Mokwongo arwaki jaera mar Otitmach. Ka in wendo kaeri kik wiyi wil moki subscribe. Ka in kodwa kaeri pile idiyo like button tiweno pachi e comment section. Adani wadhi achiel kachiel nyaka weche ma wachore piny kata weche ma jopiny wacho to in bende inyalo weno opinion ni e comment section kanyo ero mondo wane ka bende ine paro achiel gi jok mowuoyo kata jok mogolo pachgi kaeri.
The issue of Raila, we don't have any option about losing. We only have two options. Raila is going to win. The second option, Raila is going to win. The losing one, we don't have for now. The losing one, we don't have for now. Let us be patriotic. Let us stand with one of us. We can't be in a way that in terms of athletics, we are one Kenya. In terms of anything, we are one Kenya. But for this Raila Odinga, even we are trying to bring some local politics into international politics. So we have no problem. We are so proud of Raila. We are praying for Raila Odinga. Go and clean the seat. We are waiting for you. There will be a serious that comeback and welcoming, because there are some suits that we never use in 2022. So those suits, we are going to use them after Saturday. We are going to use those suits. In fact, mine is still intact, the blue one. So we are going to use them. Yeah.
What do you think he's going to do to Africa or to Kenya when he clinches that seat?
I think Raila have outlined everything, the ambitions and everything about Africa. And in Kenya, because us mostly we are going to benefit for that the leadership of Raila Odinga. In terms even of dollar exchange, in terms of tourism, in terms of economics and everything. In terms of even in political schools and areas. Like after Raila exit in this politics of Kenya, everybody will stand beside his or her projects. That's the first gain. Means everybody will be independent in this country. Second, economically we are going to see most tourism, they are going to come here to see where Raila comes from. The way most people did when Obama became the president of the United States, you see? So, according to what Raila is going to do to Africa, you know we are Africa. And sometimes I do be proud of Trump. Americans are American for Americans. Africa for Africans. And that's what we need. We don't want any kibaraka for those white people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your final message to Raila Odinga?
Baba Raila Odinga, the Igma, the engineer, the master of masters, the second God after God and the son of Jesus Christ. We are together on this. We are supporting you emotionally and prayerful. The difference is only financially, because we are capable of this. And we are very proud of you, Baba. You just do that thing, because this is the time that Raila Odinga is going to have 5 offices. After Kenyans refused to give him only 1 office in Harambee House.
On the issue of AUC, I would like to start by expressing my optimism that Raila Odinga should be the one bagging that prize. On the contrary, I would like to look at it in a more analytical way, because there is this vision Raila has outlined that once he becomes AUC chairman, he will champion for its, how do we call it, its implementation. Now, the problem comes in here. There is geopolitics that will play out. When Raila says that there is a program called PIDA, program for infrastructure development in Africa. And when he outlines the program, it disenfranchises the European people and the Americans, because he wants to make Africa a technological hub, a self-reliant continent. Once Africa relies on itself, then Europe and America are going to miss out on so much, because one, they consider Africa a dumping site for substandard material. They bring here in terms of loans and grants so that they can continue exploiting our resources. Now, once Raila outlines his vision, they know that once Raila assumes that office, they will miss out on so many opportunities. That's why I have second thoughts on Raila Odinga winning. Because these people would want to make sure that Raila Odinga does not ascend to that power, not because he doesn't qualify, but because he overqualifies. Yeah. And another issue that I have with the AUC is Raila Odinga himself. He's a man who has mastered the art of power without responsibility. He wants to be powerful, enjoys the perks of power, but without answering any questions. Now, electing him to be the AUC chairman will give him that burden of explaining the policies that he actually said he will champion for implementation. And that's why here I want to say that Raila Odinga could be the person to personally jeopardize his own bid. And therefore, the people waiting that he will win, they should turn down. Ule mtu anangojea 100% winning, aweke 50%. Can you have a lot of shock absorbers so that whatever happens, you are good with it?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
For a minute, between the top three candidates, there is Raila Odinga from Kenya, there is Mohammed from Djibouti, and there is Richard James from Madagascar. Who do you think is the strongest candidate?
Raila Odinga, of course. He's the strongest candidate because of his grasp of knowledge. He knows Africa like the back of his hand. The way he describes the problem of Africa and everything. He is the best candidate we have. But I've just told you my issue with him. And the reason why I think there is 50% chance of him winning that seat.
I don't think Raila might win that position, not in a bad way, but because of the politics that is going on within Africa. That is the problem that I see. Number one, specifically, the Kenyan relationship with the Central Africa, with the ongoing conflict that is in Congo, actually. So I think it might affect the candidacy of Raila. The key presidents within that region might vote otherwise, simply because they don't agree with the resolutions that Kenya is championing concerning the conflict at Congo. So that is number one. Number two, also the factor of maybe France, the Francophones and everything, simply because they totally disagree with, number one, Macron has turned out to become an enemy, and Ruto, by him saying that he's trying to resolve the conflicts in Congo by actually linking up with Macron, created a bad image to him, to Kenya. And also it might affect the candidacy of Raila. So to me, I think it's a 50-50 thing. It is not a sure bet thing for Raila to win the AU. That is my opinion, honest opinion.
And out of the three candidates, who do you think is the strongest? Who's going to win?
Okay, the Djibouti guy. He's not a threat to anything. Djibouti guy seems to become to be a guy who can be comfortable with maybe all presidents in Africa. I'll actually compare the Djibouti guy with Mudavadi. Mudavadi has never been a threat to anyone. So to me, the Djibouti guy seems to be at peace with everyone. So the Djibouti guy might win because of the geopolitics. Kai mtu mwenye anaweza leta any confrontation to any kind of leader. So I think he might be given that thing.
Okay, and finally, what do you think is going to happen if Raila loses? What is going to happen to him?
By observation of how ODM is behaving, I do believe Raila akianguka AU is going to come back to Kenyan politics. Now, what I am not quite sure, and what might be a bit unfortunate, if ajaribu to make another stab for 2027, for the presidential election in 2027, that will be very unfortunate for Raila, because now time imeenda, and I don't think akona ile euphoria ama ile maybe charisma yenye alikonga nayo. To me, the best Raila can do, from my honest opinion, will be if he comes back and becomes a kingmaker. he has been an advocate for good leadership ever since alianza politics yake. So if he comes back, I stand for that principle, that he is going to advocate for the better leadership, and this government is not the best we need. So if Raila can direct us to the right person and play as a kingmaker, then Raila will go down in history as the best ever politician in Kenya. But if he goes contrary to that, atakuwa anajikile mwenyewe like Jaramogi, the way he went. Jaramogi went down kama haja achieve the best he could. So Raila at least ameenda notch higher. So I believe Raila the best he could go ni aipeleke to the maximum. And the maximum is a play as a kingmaker for 2027. A direct Kenyans to the right candidate for 2027. That is my honest opinion.
We have been championing for Raila's success because Kenya exports tech savvy. Kenya exports coffee out of this world. Kenya exports athletes. You remember, no man is limited. So by exporting Raila to the world level, I think it will gain us some respect globally. So as Kenyans, patriotic Kenyans, we support Raila's success. If Raila becomes the winner, Kenya will be ahead because we will be conducting some international conference here, and our tourism sector will get income, and that will be a source of employment to very many youths of this country. So as Kenyans, let's support Raila. Investors will come here, and we know we are going to thrive, and Kenya will go ahead, such that by 2030, Vision 2030 of His Excellency Mwai Kibaki and the late Kijana Wamalwa, I think will be achieved before that year.
I want to wish Raila Odinga success. Baba has fought hard. Baba has worked in the political space. Everybody has seen. Raila Odinga is a Democrat. Raila Odinga has the history of this continent. Apart from just being having the history of these other countries, the whole continent is in his heart. So from where I sit, we want to wish Raila Odinga success for this coming election on Saturday. Yeah.
So you think he's going to win?
Raila is going to win from where I see it because he has done vigorous campaigns. One, we want to compliment the head of state, His Excellency William Ruto, for putting up a spirited campaign. We've seen the Prime Minister Musalia Mudavadi doing the same. In fact, as we speak today, he's already in Addis with another team to finalize the campaigns. So from where we sit, the country, the leadership of the country, the government has put in much effort. Of course, being a political seat and a competitive seat, he must have that tough and competition. But from where we sit, we've seen him move, we've seen him meet head of states from different countries, and from where he is now, he has done his best. We wait for Saturday for him to emerge the winner.
Okay, and what do you expect if he wins? What do you expect he's going to do for Africa?
He'll make sure that our continent is a better place for our Africans to stay and to live. And being an engineer, the way we know him, he'll work hard to see that the infrastructure of this continent, it joins all the parts of the world, and people will live well.
Baba, naona ataanguka. Hata shinda.
Kwa nini unaona kama ataanguka?
Juu anjui kipulanza.